Welcome back, Sebastian here. So today I'm going to be doing the first preview of an ePrix for the 2024 Formula E season, Season 10 of Formula E. And starting off the season, we have the Mexico City ePrix. So first, taking a look at last year's race, it was won by Jake Dennis, with Pascal Wehrlein finishing second, and Lucas di Grassi rounding out the podium in third. Di Grassi, of course, started on pole in what was the first race of the Gen 3 era. Of course, with hindsight, seeing a Mahindra on the podium in a Gen 3 race is pretty shocking. But that being said, he had a great race that day. Of course, some notable incidents from that race was Robin Frijns injuring his wrist and missing the next couple months. Of course, Mortara also had his kind of an odd crash where he crashed fairly heavily into the barriers at turn 1. Other than that, it wasn't the most eventful ePrix that year, one of the more boring ones, I would say. But that being said, still a very important first race of the Gen 3 era. So next, taking a look at the track that we'll be racing on. Same layout as last year, 2.628 kilometers. And last year we had 36 laps plus 5 additional laps were added to the end of the race. The fastest ever, the average fastest lap time here based on the pole time is 127.5 kilometers per hour. So that's the average speed around the pole lap. Your best overtaking opportunity is into turn 1, but it's not particularly slow corner. It's still a very, very quick corner. So it can be difficult to make a move there given that the braking zone isn't that long. Turn 2, if someone makes a mistake in turn 1, you can try and move at turn 2 like Jake Dennis did, overtaking di Grassi last year. Then we get this section here, kind of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is basically the extension that they added in Season 6. Then we go to the turn 9, 10, 11 chicane. A lot of drivers have cut that corner over the years, including Pascal Wehrlein in Season 5. You might be able to get some overtakes done down there. And of course, they expect a lot of contact there, especially on the opening lap. Turn 12 is no longer an overtaking opportunity because of that chicane. Just a hard left-hander, a hard right-hander going into the stadium section. Stadium section as well, that will be where the attack mode is. I believe it's between 14 and 15. And of course, some overtaking here, but not a whole lot. Then you get to turn 18, turn 19, the pelotada. Of course, Formula E gets to use the full pelotada, very, very fast corner, and basically if you get turn 18 wrong, you're going to be hurting all the way down to turn 1. So it's very, very important that you get turn 18 right, leading into turn 19 and the main finish straight. Of course, it's a purpose-built circuit, the first one that Formula E ever raced on. Overtaking, I do think, is quite difficult because of the lack of slow corners, and just because other than the main straight, the other straights are quite short. Like I said, turn 1, turn 9 are your best chances. Taking a look at the history of this ePrix, we've had 7 ePrix so far at the circuit. Of course, same circuit that they use for Formula 1, but of course much shorter. Most poles at the Mexico City ePrix, Pascal Wehrlein has 2. Most wins, Lucas di Grassi with 2 as well. For podiums, di Grassi and Buemi both have 3. And that's from 7 ePrix, of course, not including this year's. Last thing I'll say as well, because of course new year with the extra cars, we might get more than 36 laps this year, but I'm pretty sure it'll be around 36, 37. Another thing as well for the qualifying, I would expect that the lap times in qualifying to drop by about a second. For the opening race of the season, between the first year of a generation to the second year, you generally do get a pretty big jump in lap times. That obviously decreases through the year, but of course last year it was the first race of the Gen 3 era, so they still really getting to learn the cars, and learning how to extract speed out of them. So we do expect a bit of a jump in the qualifying times. Next, taking a look at the schedule. Friday we have FP1 at 16:25 local time, of course, and then the rest of the events are on Saturday. FP2 7:25 in the morning, bright and early. Qualifying 9:40 in the morning, still pretty early in the morning. And then the ePrix, the race will be at 14:03 local time. Based on the weather forecast I just checked as of Thursday, or at least Thursday my time. The expected temperature at the start of the ePrix will be 26 degrees Celsius, so fairly warm. I don't think it's going to be an absolute scorcher, so it shouldn't be a massive concern for the teams and for the batteries, but still very nice and warm. And the expectation is that it will be partially sunny. So finishing off this preview, I'm going to be making some predictions for the ePrix. Last year, the last two races have been won by Porsche powertrains, Verline in Season 8 and Dennis in Season 9. Good chance that could continue, but we've seen in the past that just because you have the strongest powertrain one year doesn't guarantee success the following year. Jaguar, cough. But anyway, predictions. So I think for this year, I think Jaguar will be looking to come out of the box really strong after a really strong end to Season 9. So I'm going to be predicting a Mitch Evans win here. I think second, I'm going to go with Jake Dennis, and then third, I'm going to go with Antonio Felix da Costa. Not really any strong reasons behind them other than that all three drove for three of the stronger teams this past season. I think they're going to be wanting to get off on the right foot to start Season 10. So thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps out the channel. And yeah, really looking forward to watching the ePrix this weekend. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.